Hi there. This is Ted Gudorf from Gudorf Law Group. Today I want to talk to you about crisis Medicaid planning. Oftentimes here at Gudorf Law Group, the phone will ring. We will answer it. It will be a son or daughter that says, I just dropped my mom off at the nursing home. Is there any chance we can save some money by doing Medicaid planning? And believe it or not, the answer is yes. We can do what is called crisis Medicaid planning. How does that work? Well, for somebody who has not done any pre-planning and is in crisis, the overall goal will be to try to save as much money as possible. Typically, for an unmarried person, we can save 50% of what a client's assets are that are remaining, even though they're in a nursing home. For a married person with a healthy spouse, we can typically save 100% of the remaining assets. How does it work? Well, Medicaid says that in order to be eligible, if you're a single person, you're not allowed to have more than $2,000 worth of assets. Rules are different if you're a married couple and both of you are in a facility and want to go on Medicaid. You can't have more than $3,000. On the other hand, if we have a married couple and one of you need care and there is a spouse at home that we call the community spouse, the spouse at home is allowed to keep the house, a car, and roughly $130,000 plus all of their income. And to the extent that the spouse at home has more than that, they have to, quote, spend down, and the issue will become, how do we spend down? So fundamental rules are, you're not allowed to have more than $2,000 in your name, but the law will allow a client, in order to go on Medicaid, to do Medicaid planning. And how does that typically work? Well, elder law attorneys have a phrase called spend down. That simply means we're going to do what they term a half-loaf plan. So what Medicaid will allow us to do is to identify all of the client's assets as well as their income and develop a plan to create a trust of one type or another and transfer roughly half of a person's assets into that trust. Then we take the other half of the assets and typically will either purchase a Medicaid qualified annuity or put money in a pooled trust account, one way or the other. We will utilize those funds to pay for the nursing home bill in an effort to protect the other half that we've put in the trust. So that half-loaf type planning will generally result in saving roughly 50% of a person's assets. The exact amount of assets that can be preserved or protected will depend in part on the amount of income the person has, as well as the cost of care at the facility. The bottom line is that if you find yourself to be in crisis or have a loved one who is in crisis and is burning up their money, don't rely upon the nursing home to tell you that you can do Medicaid crisis planning and save half of what you have left. In fact, the sad truth is, what most of our local nursing homes are telling people is that you can't do anything other than give them all of your money. And after all of that money's gone, then they, rather than the elder law attorney, will apply for Medicaid for you. But here at Gudorf Law Group, we will help you create the plan. We'll devise the plan and we will implement it. We'll even file the Medicaid application for you and make sure that you qualify. So Medicaid crisis planning is difficult, complicated, but we're here to help, and we can help you put together a plan. Feel free to give Gudorf Law Group a call. Thank you for being with us today. I hope you found this useful.